Okay, I think it's good now. I didn't have my camera on. It's being occupied by another app. Hold on. Does this continue or does this reset? Let me just make sure. Whatever, I'll manage it later. Wait, something's wrong. Yes, okay. Let me delete this video here. Okay guys, I'm trying to keep it a short stream. Obviously we're bullish for today, but I am looking for an aggressive pullback. I checked, there's a massive amount of calls relative to puts. The market is representing that too, but I'm expecting more of a flush out into one of these levels. One of these is the green delta, other of these is another cluster of volume, and this is the value, also the value area high, and this is the POC with the high selling delta. So we're gonna see if we can push down there. I'm more interested in the buy side rather than the short side, but that's just basically the plan for now. How do you delete a video on YouTube? Because this video is 2 minutes long and it doesn't need to be there. There we go. Okay. Let me get the chat here just in case somebody says something. Let me get the chat here just in case somebody says something. Okay, cool. Here's your 1.5, here's your 30. Awesome. Okay. Now let me delete this now that we know what these are. Let us zoom in a little bit. Okay, market opens in a bit. I don't think I'm going to try to leverage the opening volume unless something really interesting happens. Why? Because it's just super volatile, and I think today is one of the days where I have to be discretionary. I'm going to get slipped. I'm not going to have a long stream. I have some things to do. So I'm going to try to keep it short, where if we do find a setup, I'll probably take 2 setups, but we'll see from there. So we're just going to give the market some breathing room to open, and then from there we'll figure it out. I have some things to do. So I'm going to try to keep it short, where if we do find a setup, oops, sorry. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's nice absorption. Too fast. Nothing yet. Okay. above this order here. Just in case we absorb, we take all
Order
this.
filled.
And these are very aggressive break-evens.
Order
Why?
filled.
Because exactly that. We
Order
get stuck.
cancelled.
But it was leveraging this price coming down to our zones, getting absorbed. But we're only risking 250 for an environment like this. That's why I was comfortable taking it. Okay.
Order partially filled.
Okay, there's one.
Order filled.
Break even here, because if this market rejects this right here, we're not gonna go any higher. Drag my take profit just in case. Okay. That's not good.
Order partially filled.
So it was too fast to react.
Order filled.
We had a big buyer coming in.
Order cancelled.
So it's not a type of market we want to start engaging in unless we have some structure being built, because otherwise we're just gonna be getting whipsawed left and right. Okay. I'm not interested in engaging in buys since here we have this massive absorption. It kind of counteracts the seller absorption here. Okay, possible. I think we reject. If we breach above here, I think we're gonna squeeze. Let's have a buy stop set above here with a stop loss on this seller right here. It's setting up. It's setting up.
Order partially
So
filled.
I'm willing to take this. If we don't squeeze,
Order
then
filled.
we're just out. It's just a instant rejection, but it has last chance right over here. Otherwise, we reject. But once we retest this 139.67, then I'm gonna manage risk on the
Order
position.
partially filled.
Okay, so now I can engage.
Order
in this
filled.
zone. Why? Because I need more structure. It's
Order
proving to me that
cancelled.
It's just gonna stay slow. We had a massive 1% rally up pre-market, so I'm not willing to engage unless we have some new information. Okay, I'm liking this absorption. Could, but I'm still not liking this absorption for the third time at this zone. It just tells me that we're gonna go lower. Higher probability we're gonna go lower. Huge order. Huge. Now, if this gets absorbed, I'm not even willing to buy because it's just a massive order and tells me we're going to go way lower than this. Mhm. So when you see this, I just like to observe because even if you do come up, you have 521 contracts coming in, 60, 580, 640, 740, 840, almost 1,000 contracts right here. Like you can see it from this 5 minute candle, 1,100 net short. Even if you get absorbed, you don't want to engage in that because it's just it's showing aggression. You don't want to trade against that aggression. It's not smart at all.
Connection lost. Connected.
Okay. I'm not liking how we're at equal low here because this is where I usually see a quick breach and then a kind of a rebalance. But I would have traded this absorption at my level, but I can't just based on the aggression of the sell side. I have to give it some more patience. Hmm.
Order partially filled.
I'll try this once, just
Order
because it's
filled.
more than 62. I'll give it one attempt, just in case they rebalance. I know it's gonna be aggressive.
Order
the probability,
partially
oh
filled.
my goodness, 650. The probability
Order
to hit stop
filled.
loss here is so high.
Order cancelled.
Also, the risk to reward in terms of how much the market would move if we do bounce off of here. Yeah, so look at this. Look at these orders. This is what you see when the market starts topping out. That is huge. So if we start going up from here, I'm not gonna expect any rally or anything. It's gonna be a slow, relaxed type of day. So it just aligns more even with me just keeping it a short day. Look at this delta. Wow. That is amazing. Yeah, it's huge. Okay, guys, I'm gonna give it a bit. I'm gonna give it a few minutes to just breathe, and then we're gonna start engaging again. But for now, I can't do anything. Wow, this is insane. Yeah, good we're at 250 risk, not 500, because this is exactly what I wanted to avoid in terms of risking our full amount. I recognize that we could have dumped, but I didn't see. Maybe we entered short here, but it's too aggressive, especially in the market open. Tried to leverage that squeeze potential 3 times, but it wasn't worth it. this. I like these big orders coming in. It sets up for a squeeze. I have a buy stop above.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, you can't put a buy stop there. Its momentum is too steep. Okay. So if you see me take a position on the left from here like this, it's gonna be 250 risk, but if you see me take it on the right, it's gonna be a full 500 risk. Let me adjust my screen since this is waterfalling right now. This can be a massive mean reversion. We had a huge rebalance to the downside.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order cancelled.
Okay, if we pierce the zone, we're gonna squeeze hard. I just realized I was muted. Forgive me. We should squeeze very aggressively once we get above this 62, or this yellow zone I have over here. I just liked how we were engaging again above here and these sellers got absorbed. Okay, I'm gonna secure something here. Actually, secure 500 here. I'm gonna secure on this massive seller just in case we re-engage with that massive seller, because we should just keep squeezing based on the fact that now these sellers are getting trapped. Usually you have larger
Order
moves
partially
when
filled.
Market participants get
Order
trapped.
filled.
So all I can do is just
Order
wait now.
cancelled.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's very aggressive. Look how it wicks down to the seller again. Just gets absorbed again. Take a picture of this. Yeah, it was a nice exit. Bless you. Okay, let's see if we can flush down and get another rejection in terms of sellers getting rejected. We have a 5-minute closure. Be nice to create some structure in that candle and then start to move up again, but I'm not gonna attempt this idea too many times because this can be more than a rebalance. It can turn into more than a rebalance, if you want to say. Actually plot a profile from swing high to low. since we already had this level of growth. Look at this delta, that's just a joke. It's comical. Okay guys, this requires absolute focus from here, because I think we do get a move up, but I don't think it's lasting. I don't think we're gonna rally, just based on how aggressive we moved pre-market and how aggressive we moved the market open. 1% up, and then right before the market opened we started moving down, and then we accelerated. So we're gonna try to catch this move up, because that's where I'm biased for now. And then if we do, once we do, I'm gonna call it a day, right? No matter how much profit or loss we have, depending on the environment. This is like, I'm 90% sure, just because I'm not anticipating us to keep moving directional. We're gonna have some compression, volatility, up, down, and it's just not an environment I like to take trades in. Get stopped out too many times, move ends up happening off of some tweet, move ends up happening in the Asian session, London session the day after. It's not an environment I want to get engaged in, so we're going to give our absolute focus here. Attempt to give maybe 2-3 jabs to catch this move up before, within an hour, and then from there we're just going to call it a day. If we end up materializing and we're correct on the analysis. But if we're incorrect on the analysis, I'm not going to trade. Why? Because we're just incorrect in the analysis. I no longer have a bias, and I don't want to just trade price action, you know. Yeah guys, you know what, I'm actually going to change my 1 minute chart to a 30-second chart in this environment. I want to see more, I want to zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Look at this seller instantly get absorbed. No, I can't anymore. I'm going to attempt a massive squeeze. I think if we breach this high over here, we're not even going to retrace, which is why my stop is so tight, but I can't take it anymore. Yeah, 5 seconds, this candle closes. I can't.
Order cancelled.
We failed auction if it comes back up. But I was expecting that if we breach this wick over here, base, it would absorb these orders. It would be taking control of these massive orders over here, and we would just completely squeeze up and give you a chance to go risk-free. And that's my style of trading. But since we came down and closed, I can't take it anymore. Okay, we have new information now. I can do something like this.
Order partially
Okay, let's see
filled.
if we can wick up. Same
Order
kind of
filled.
idea, because this buyer didn't get absorbed. Okay, now I have to go risk-free. Just if this comes back down, then I know we're gonna come down even lower. Let's see if this can materialize further. Take it up to Valley Area High. Okay, yeah, I'm not liking this absorption. I'm just gonna secure some commission over here just in case something happens, but I'm gonna give it some room to breathe. Okay, I don't like how this guy instantly came in and price instantly went down. It just
Order
shows me
partially
buyers,
filled.
sorry, sellers are trying to take control.
Order filled.
Okay, let me close
Order
this.
cancelled.
Yeah, this is a really hyper scalping environment. You cannot even intraday trade. Unfortunate. I still think we're gonna squeeze really aggressively. Can take a limit with a stop under here. It's possible. Just in case this is a reload zone for these buyers. And the only reason I'm really liking this limit here is because we are above this massive cluster of contracts. We didn't get filled by a tick, right? Let's see, because if we break above, then I'm not interested anymore.
Order partially
Okay,
filled.
we're in this one.
Order filled.
I'm comfortable taking this because it's much lower risk. Okay, right here. This is one of those trades where you shouldn't sit near the entry. You should instantly either go to stop loss or you should instantly rally up and give you a room to manage. Because we're above all of these zones and we're above this massive seller. Now the probability of stop loss is higher unless we engage above this 106. Let's see. Yeah, I have to go risk free if we really sharply move above this 106. Still premature because we can wick down. What I can do is lower the risk, but I still want to give it room just based on how we engaged twice and got hit break even. Or one was in profit, one was break even. Yeah, I'm not liking this. Okay, it's squeezing. It's trying to squeeze. You saw how the candle starts trying to squeeze, but there's not really any result. So if that rejects, I know we're going to come back down to stop loss. But if they do build the momentum right next to this 106,
Order partially filled.
I'm sure we're going to
Order
rally
filled.
up. So I just based
Order
on
cancelled.
that little compression within that wick of the candle, I just had to manage the risk there. So now I'm just going to wait possibly 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll look to re-engage. You see how this market is just now left and right, left and right, left and right. This is the type of environment I want to avoid. But if this was happening within, like now it's 10 a.m. New York. If this was happening within 12 p.m. New York, 1 p.m. New York, you would never see me execute. This is not an environment I want to execute in. You just risk too much chop. But the fact that we're still early in the session, 30 minutes in the session, it gives you an opportunity to really to take advantage of it, because the story might unfold. Let me give it some time. Ooh, crazy. The reason I'm more conservative, I had a great session yesterday. It was very directional from the open, just very directional. I just stopped trading around here. Complete rebalance. I checked it out after. But man, we should start trading these London sessions, especially with this deal news coming out. Nothing I can engage in here. Look at this. Like, I even have to make my filter. I'm gonna use my range chart. This is too much. I still wanna take note of the lower big trades, but I wanna engage with the range chart more because it's a higher filter. So you're gonna see less bubbles. Buyer absorbed, seller rewarded. Yeah, this is not an environment you buy in. But I just 667 contracts. Guys, I haven't seen order flow like this in months. Months. I'm talking months. This is not normal. Yeah, I can't log here, no way. Look at this. How many contracts is this on the 5 minute? Let's see. 2,200, 2,300, 1,800. Let me tell you how much that is. Like, for real. So 2,000 here, 2,200, 2.4K, and then this over here is 2K. 6.6K NQ contracts notional value. At a $30,000 NASDAQ. That's $4 billion, man. And it's not that $4 billion is a lot in financial markets. It's nothing. But within like 15 minutes is a lot. It's a lot, guys. I'll tell you that, and I'm sure it's more. It's way more than 6,600 contracts. Look at this. Another 439. Another 100 over 140 here. Another 60 here. This is phenomenal to watch. This is telling me we're coming close to a market top. If we don't, because this is like market maker hedging. This is not normal. It's okay, we have more information for how we're gonna trade the macro now. But for now, I'm still expecting a main reversion. But we're gonna need a hell of a lot of work to get there. Look at this delta, minus 6K. Not even, let me not disrespect that 6.7K, 6.8K. That's absolutely insane. And it's just the speed at which it happened at. We were just up 3,000 contracts 1 hour and 40 minutes ago. I have to go in around an hour and a half. So let's see if we can leverage some sort of volume coming in to squeeze us up. Because although we're bearish right now, I'm still looking for some sort of mean reversion. Not a home run, but I want to take advantage of the fact that I have a bias that if these sellers get trapped, I'm telling you, we will revisit minimum this higher zone, which is the 3155 on NQ, which is also our value area high of this range. Let me see if it changed. Around our value area high of this range, from top to bottom. Actually, the value area high of this range. So, but if not, then we're just gonna flush down. And if we start flushing down, I'm just gonna close the stream because I'm not even gonna trade. Although it's great volatility, the bias analysis was off, and I'm not willing to execute if my analysis is off. Because in this type of environment, you're aiming for 1 to 2s. You're not looking to go break even and just hold the trade, Valhalla. No, you're looking to just go in, go out, go in, go out. How much would the risk be if I were to take it like this? It would be 511 contracts, okay. Delta collapsing, but the price isn't materializing. That's giving me some sort of indication. But still, it's not enough. Because if sellers start getting even more aggressive, buyers don't get rewarded, buyers capitulate, you're going to collapse. Yeah, but if this order flow starts materializing, we're getting really close to a market top. I'm talking in the next 2 to 3 weeks, the market should top out. If these orders start materializing and start collapsing for the rest of the week, we're gonna get close to a market top because this is not normal order flow. Okay, seller absorbed, bounce off of volume inefficiency, buyer comes in, struggling, gets rewarded. Yeah, okay guys, we're getting close. We're getting very close to a potential trade. And we're gonna learn from the environment. We're not looking for home runs, but either we trail our stop losses aggressively or we just market execute out 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Because you can see the buyers, sellers absorbed, buyers getting rewarded. There's a big fight at this point. It's too much for 500, I'm not gonna lie.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Just think, I'm dragging my take profit way hard just in case we squeeze aggressively, but that's probably not where I'm going to take profit. But if buyers attempt to bounce over here, then I know we're going to squeeze aggressively, so that's why I have it a bit higher.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order cancelled.
Ooh. How sideways we are. I'm trying to leverage the fact that we're gonna leave this cage, but we have to leave it, you know? I'm not gonna attempt too many attempts to leave the cage and then lose like at 2,000 and then we leave the cage. That's not the smartest approach to take. Fuck, man. Wow. It's so aggressive, but it's so choppy at the same time. Wow. See. There's no room, very low room for mistakes in an environment like this. I usually love to engage when I'm seeing massive orders, but whether it's short or long, you really have to be careful here. Really have to be careful. Because this is, no matter even if you're a professional, if you start getting chopped out and you're seeing volatility like this, you start getting stopped out multiple times, it's going to get to your head. And you cannot allow it to get to your head. And the way many people do that, the way I do that, is not even allowing it to happen in the first place. Right? Not just walk away. No, I'm just not going to let it happen. Right? I'm not going to let it happen because I want to watch this auction. You don't get many days where you see an auction like this. Let me check the blue chips 1 second. Let me go options. Yeah. Oil's down. Now NASDAQ is 0.2 down. What's up? Is the dollar up? Let me check. Dollar's flat to down. Gold is down. Natural gas is up. But, yeah. I didn't even drink a coffee. Man, what a nice London session short. You could have caught that right before NY Open. Ah, man. Guys, we need to start sitting down and streaming for longer. But the thing is, it's news-based, so how are you going to know it's going to be there? But at least just, you have to show up. I think me just showing up on NYSE is not the best decision. Because this is what happens. You have these massive moves. Massive move, acceleration, market opens, acceleration, compression. I don't want to lose money in a market like this. Something like this. When it gets
Order
there,
cancelled.
engage. I just want to see the risk. Let me check if we got any news. I'm sure something, Strait of Hormuz, something like that, man. Some 100%. White House on X indirectly denies the Iran state media reported draft MOU between the U.S. and Iran. U.S. military forces will withdraw from vicinity of Iran and lift naval blockade. This was early. Personally, I don't know how to make money in an environment like this. I don't like to. It's not my style. I really, you have to be very aggressive. So I'm waiting for some sort of possible mean reversion or a nice short entry, but I'm not seeing anything. And it's crazy, right? Because in an environment like this, you'd usually expect to see a lot of entries, and some of them get stopped out. I mean, I do see entries, but not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. Wait, hold up. Okay. $8,000 contracts, sure. Ah, man. Yeah, guys, this sucks. I'll be back. expecting such a big squeeze. It's unbelievable. I just don't know where to engage because I'll have to give it so many attempts, and I'll have to make sure I'm not mentally burnt out or hit too many stops until the move happens. So I can only take the ones that I am just very sure on. But the only problem with that is the move happens by the time you're sure. So the way I'm gonna engage is if we have any absorptions of sellers above this zone, then I'm gonna look to engage. Because otherwise, I think we're just gonna be stuck in compression. So let's just give it some time. Okay, I'm gonna eat while we wait for our plan. If you see me execute, you see me execute. Well, I'll explain it. So we had a huge run up pre-market. New York session open, start dumping down. NYSE open, acceleration, compression right after, and now Trump is speaking. Mr. Trump is gonna speak about tremendous things, about things that nobody knows like him. Can't engage here. I can't engage. Not even because fundamentally Trump is speaking. Look at this auction. I can't engage in this auction. Okay, waiting for Trump to speak, and I'm gonna leave in around 10 minutes. Just let's watch what he does. This is not a environment I want to watch paint dry in. It's nice to see, but this is more of a macroeconomic understanding of what's happening to the market. If we start accelerating for the rest of the week and next week, this is gonna be a market top for a long time. With this level of order flow, you should see the NASDAQ dump down minimum 5,000 points. Minimum, yeah, minimum 5,000 points, if not way more. Only if we continue to accelerate for this week and next week. Because that would mean these massive orders are materializing, 10,000 contracts of NASDAQ in a day. See, now these counts start ticking, ticking, ticking. You can tell Trump's gonna start talking soon. I have to go, but I'm like 60% sure we're gonna see some sort of squeeze, like 100-point squeeze, which is a nice move. We'll see, depending on what he says and the order flow. interesting. I would have loved to trade exactly this setup. Absorption, buyers, sellers trapped. Seller comes in, put a stop above here, stop loss under this guy, but I'm just not gonna do it. Just based on the environment we're in, based that Trump's speaking very soon. Manage risk at this cluster. Yeah, I'm giving it 5 minutes. Nothing happens. I'm just gonna call it a day, and maybe I open the stream later in the day again. I just have to go do something right now. Who's this guy speaking, man? I wish I could show you guys more. This is unfortunate. He was interesting in the first 30 minutes, but now it's just nothing. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't even know when this guy is talking, man. Okay. What's up, Jago? Sorry, I just saw this, man. Man, a few attempts at the opening volume, but when we have runs up like this pre-market, for example, I'll just mark down New York session open. You have a 1% move up, or was this yesterday? Wait, no, this was today. You have a 1% move up. Just make sure. Total 1%. I tend to not want to engage, right? Aggressively. And then as New York session open, we start to collapse. Then NYSE open, you have the aggression to the downside. And I had to lower my risk because I was expecting some sort of mean reversion. But the size of these contracts, 521, 650, 305, 500, where now we're sitting at a net 10,000 contracts short, I don't really want to engage in anything, because if these contracts are not getting rewarded and these contracts are not also getting absorbed, we're more likely to stay in a cage of compression where it's not really worth it for me to engage, because you end up just getting hit stop loss, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. So if I go show historical orders, we marked down these zones pre-market. We attempted a few absorptions of buys. This was a loss, and we took profit on this one. This one was a loss. This one was another loss. We had another buy over here above these buyers anticipating a squeeze over these massive sellers. We trailed our stop loss, got stopped in profit, and ever since then we took one position, another one here, and we just didn't engage. Just been waiting, and Trump's about to speak, so nothing. Yesterday was an amazing session. It was very directional. What's up, Danny? Very directional session, very clear. If I can, this is the 30-second chart. Let's go to the 5-minute. It was very clear. Market opened, perfect rebalance, huge absorptions on the sell side, and you could just take it all the way up. So I was just scalping all the way up, and I ended up stopping trading around here, and then the price rebalanced again. You could have taken some amazing shorts. I didn't, and if you were a late session trader, you could have also traded the power hour at the close, which is around here, to take some even more buy scalps. So it was very directional, and then Asian session, London session, very directional today. So I'm not expecting anything for NYSE, especially Trump is speaking now. I don't really want to engage, because if I take a loss in this type of environment, I know my psychology, although I'm a professional and I've been doing this for years, it will still start to mess with me. So, and my type of style is, am I gonna train myself not to get affected? Yeah, I have, and it's well there, but I don't want to put myself in that position in the first place. So, nothing interesting so far. Nothing interesting so far, but starting next week, I'm gonna start streaming 5 days a week. I just made that decision, and I'm gonna sit down for London session too, because there's no reason not to. I bought a new chair. It's a nice chair, so I have no problem sitting on that all day. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna call it a day. Trump is supposed to be speaking, but I'm really not sure when he's gonna talk. Nice, I made some profit yesterday as well. It was a nicer market structure. Didn't want to get stopped down at the top at this point. Exactly, it's not even worth it, man. And I'm telling you right here, man. See, this is not normal level of order flow. When you're seeing the cumulative volume delta here, which is this down on the bottom, go from net positive 4,000 contracts to minus 10,000 contracts. It's not signaling that, oh, people are bearish for the day. If we materialize these orders and they get rewarded, we will collapse. I'm not talking collapse 1%, 2%. I'm talking collapse minimum 5,000, 4,000 points on the NASDAQ, because this is not normal level of order flow. In my eyes, what I look at this is market maker hedging. But so I concluded, if we dump down for the rest of the week and next week, where we have very directional down sessions more than we do have choppy sessions or up sessions where we're moving higher, we're gonna collapse, and this should be the market top. And I'm only gonna engage in shorts because right now I'm engaging in 80% longs. Like even when we rebalance down here, I'm looking for longs. Why? Because I just recognize that in a asset class that's meant to go up, that's designed to go up, sorry, you have a higher statistical advantage of making money if you're looking for the long side. But now that's about to switch. So my macroeconomic understanding of what the index is designed to do is about to shift if we materialize these orders for the rest of the session this week and next week. So I was looking for some sort of mean reversion, but they're just waiting for Trump. I'll be there for London for sure. Yeah, man. I have to because just we're getting beautiful direction during London, and now we're just compressing during. And why do you think it's profit taking the big contracts? So we know that these contracts are executed, but we don't know if there are people entering shorts, or we don't know if they are closing their longs. You know, so you don't know who it is, you don't know the reason, but you're just aware that there's information of X contracts leaving the market, and you can just leverage that, right? You don't know the intention, but you just know that there is. But now your understanding of trading and your understanding of macroeconomics, fundamental analysis, now you can build a picture of what these contracts really are. Like if you were to go back and look at history, you wouldn't see this level. You're not seeing any 500s here. Maybe some 200 here, but you're not seeing that level of order flow. Like over here, this is the biggest one I can see now, 500. But that was once, right? And the delta here was positive 3,000. You're having 3 times, 4 times that amount now. So this is not normal. This is not normal. It's irregular. Not that it's not normal, but it's irregular. So the market is going to have to prove to us to help us paint a picture. What are the intentions of these market participants in this type of environment? So yeah, I was waiting to see if Trump would speak. I'm still looking for some sort of mean reversion. I still see a 60% probability of us squeezing to around this point over here. I don't know about higher, but I'm sure we can catch some sort of squeeze. But the thing is, I have something to do right now, so I'm gonna be calling it a day very soon. And I'm just not gonna sit here and watch paint dry anticipating a squeeze. But maybe I come back during the power hour, which is the last 2 hours of the NYSE, and we can catch some trades, right? Because at this point it's just okay, sellers getting absorbed, buyers getting absorbed, sellers getting absorbed, buyers. It's just a massive ping pong until something happens. I'm not willing to wait until something happens just for me to get stopped out. So it's not worth it for me to engage in this environment. But only because yesterday was a great session. But if I had nothing done for this week, I'd probably sit here and be more patient. But it's not worth it for me to risk the profit from yesterday in an environment like this. You're just giving it back for no reason. You know, it's not wise at all. Especially that we moved up pre-market and then we moved down pre-market, accelerated during the market open. So it's like, well, what else do you want? You can't expect the market to zigzag up and down 1.5% every day, right? But it can happen, especially with Trump speaking soon, but I don't know when he's speaking. He's supposed to be speaking soon. I've been waiting for him to speak for the last 30 minutes, but yeah, man. Nothing major so far. Yeah, not a big loss day either. $500 on my account size is nothing. You know, it's not nothing. It's a 1R in terms of my risk, but we lowered the risk to 250 because we're understanding of this environment. As soon as I saw these massive orders come in, I'm like, okay, I'm not taking any 500 risk. Because if I take 3 losses in a row, and then I start to want to look for more opportunities, I take losses on those, and I'm down around 3,000-4,000 for the day, and I'm waiting in an environment like this, it's gonna mess up my psychology. So Nothing I'm gonna do now except just wait, see what Trump says. If nothing happens in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna just walk away, call it a day, and we'll come back possibly tomorrow, but for sure 100% on Friday, 100%. Yeah, go enjoy yourself, man. Trust me, don't watch paint dry. Don't watch paint dry. It's not worth it. Enjoy yourself and tune in for an hour on Friday before if you're not busy. I'm always busy, but yeah, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, Jago. Nice to see you. Guys, I'm not gonna want to risk in this environment. I'm gonna analyze what Trump says when he does speak, but I have to go do something, and I'll possibly be back during power hour, which is the last 2 hours of the session, and then from there, if we find a nice opportunity, maybe catch a quick scalp or catch a quick trade, then that would be nice to have that stream up. But then if not, for sure on Friday. But yeah, thank you for anybody who tuned in. Boring session, but trading's not meant to be fun, but I enjoy it, so this is boring. So thank you everybody. I'll see you soon. Just gonna wait for the delay to catch up, and I'll close the stream. See you then.